wow. You know, when this arc ended, even in the manga, I've always felt like it could end here. It could end here. If the author wanted to, they could just end it right here, and that's it. There would be no reason to finish anything else. It would have been a perfect ending in my experience, because sometimes when a manga or anything goes on longer than it should have, it dries out. It sucks. It drags. And you're forced to read it. But people, what? You can stop if you want to. No, you can't. Sometimes you're forced to continue with something just for the sake of continuing it. It feels more like a chore than a thing you actually want to do. So because of that, even after I still like it, but I just don't think the rest of the stuff could compare to the very beginning of how everything is of Beastars. So Studio Orange would like to, they could continue this. It all depends on Netflix. Let's face it, so far they only done two things: Leonard Lustrous and Beastars, and they all been connected to Netflix. So it seems like whatever Netflix wants them to do is what they're going to do. But nevertheless, there are people who have actually mastered the art of 3D animation when it comes to anime style, which I enjoy so much. There's that fight scene. But first, let's talk about the scene with um the scene with Ikubi and Lewis. Oh man, it's the ending, the outro played first in this episode. Like, why is the outro playing first? Then you see why when the thing happens and stuff. And I always talk about spoilers in my video, so if you're here to talk about don't want to be spoiled, leave the video. I always talk about spoilers in my video. That's just what I do, man. I can't help it. Anyways, it was everything that was just, even when I read it, I felt like I had more impact in the anime than it did in the manga, which is surprising. Very surprising. But nonetheless, even to the conversation that he had with the other guy that told him to shoot him if he ever looked like he's going to eat Lewis. And that's exactly what happened. Like, he foresaw this happening. And the outro pretty much shows everything. Some people on the internet, of course, because they look down on furry stuff, and I'm not a big fan of a lot of furry stuff, only certain ones, but Beastars is something that definitely is underlooked because people compare it to furry stuff, but even though it's completely amazing, it's just one of a kind. With that being said, the outro, people were saying, "Oh, it's some intimate romantic thing that's going on between Ikubi and Lewis," but that was not the case. It was, he felt like that with Lewis, he had a second chance, a new outlook on life. That he's gonna look after Lewis because he felt like that it was something new, that he can be redeemed, or he can be something else besides the Shishigami lion and stuff. Because he in the outro, you see him with a skull and stuff. He touches the skull and it disperses. You see him trying to show his teeth, reflection of what he sees himself as. It's just nothing more than this beast. Then it shatters, and you see Lewis in a figure-like shadow, and then Lewis is staring back at him. Instead of being through looking at Lewis, he sees himself as something else, something not just attacking or a predator, but now he sees himself as something that wants to protect, in a way like Legoshi is going through, but in a different way. So because of that, it was more sad when you see the scene where he dies in the car. He freaking dies in the car because he commanded one of his subordinates to shoot if he were to look like he's attacking Lewis, and that's exactly what happened. You know, and Lewis leaves, and that was the price of Lewis leaving. He felt like if Lewis left, he couldn't go back. He would have to go back to what he was. He really felt attached. Where Legacy is different. Legacy is young, so he can go through this without being attached to someone. He's attached to Lewis. It seems like a lot of people are attached to Lewis. They depend on him way too much than he should. And deep down inside, Lewis feels like he's really staging it, faking it. But then again, he's a very good actor. He's probably staging his entire life. And that just sums up who he is as a character. Now we finally get on to the fight with Ritz and Legoshi. And this was very interesting, how Riz was trying to provoke him, saying, "Oh yeah, I ate Peanut." I mean, but he didn't eat Peanut. Peanut was just tied up, and he's the one that called the cops because thanks to his horns, he ended up breaking himself free and calling the cops. But the fight was very good. Like I said, when we watch anime, we're so used to these epic fights of tricks and jutsus and power attacks and all stuff. We're so used to that. But even when we're watching a cartoon, we're also watching those cartoony fights. But rarely will we watch an actual brawl fight, a normal fight, a regular slugger. We usually do not get that ever in any form of cartoon. So to see a regular street fight going on, animated so well, it's pretty nice to watch. It really is. You know, sometimes I'm not looking for these epicness. I'm looking for a nice down and dirty fights. Sometimes, just like kick him the ball or break his teeth in. Just keep bashing him in the head or whatever. Whatever you gotta do to win. And that's exactly what we got here. And it was weird as he stopped in the fight just to hear his side of the story. See these two beasts fighting each other to the death, and they just stop and start talking to each other. Like, it might as well, this might be our last fight. So they're just at it, and it was a nice, intriguing scene, you would say. And then finally, they went back out to the fighting again, and then Lewis shows up. And then he gets distracted. Because, let's face it, Legoshi was losing that fight, despite him being trained. He's just not strong enough against someone. Yeah, yawn, man. Someone who is overbearing. Oh my god. With strength, So it just was enough. I really do hope we get in our season because when he Ritz bit him saying you're a lot tougher to chew on than he expected. There's a reason for that. For why Neoshi's so hard to chew, why he's so strong, and plus of other things about him. That's why I'm hoping we get that season 3. It would be awesome. Now, then of course Lewis shows up and then he tells him to eat his foots, to break him from his curse. He's been there and he wasn't crying until recently. He finally broke down in tears. It was someone he actually sympathized with. It was different from his relationship between him and Legoshi, where he saw Legoshi as an equal best friend. But when it came to Ecoby, in a way, it was kind of like the father thing. Ecoby looking after him, teaching him the ropes. He was the only one who could see Lewis's weak points. Like when he ate the meat and he would go in the room and he'll throw it up. Or he would give him the drink and give him advice when he needs it. That's what Ecoby was, a mentor, a father-like figure for him in his life. So for him to die like that and then immediately have to go see his best friend, he didn't really have time to truly mourn for him until now and stuff. Now he truly understands carnivores. He understands why they can just risk their lives and throw their lives away just for a fight or for a statement, while herbivores will do whatever they can to survive. And he sees that and he loves it. He appreciates it. And now the two, him and Lewis and Negoshi, now have an understanding of each other's species now. Now they're closer than ever before. So when he ate his leg, you can see how epic Negoshi looks. Just a lot of L's. Negoshi looked, and he finally beat him. But not in completely polarized him, but got him to the point where even Ritz admitted that he knew it was a one-sided thing that happened with him and Tim. And finally, they understood. If it wasn't for Peanut calling the cops, none of this would happen. They would go back to their school lives, and that was it. But the cops were called. They were both arrested. But, of course, Legacy got off early, thanks to testimonies. But, however, he still has a criminal record now. So life's going to be pretty hard for him. He's going to get whatever job he wants, or people will be more suspicious of him, stuff like that. And now he wants to drop out of school. At the same time, Haru was like, why? You're not telling me this stuff. And she's just kind of, tagging along with him like, I'm going to get myself a proper boyfriend. Maybe he won't do this to me and stuff. It was sweet, We didn't get to see much of Haru in this season when you really think about it. And the funny is how the opening has horror in it a lot. You know how she's scared and he's tagging her along and stuff. It kind of deceives the the viewer, even myself, if I didn't read the manga. So yeah, it definitely would deceive someone, and I don't know why they did that. You know, they could have done the opening way better. Wildside. Wildside was one of the best openings I've ever seen, man, and it was in still motion. Amazing. But then you have this, and it's okay, I like the song and stuff, but I feel like it could have been better, you know? It shouldn't have been about him and Haru, but instead, it could have him and Lewis going in different directions, you know? It could have done that. But again, they probably didn't want to spoil the thing with Lewis in the end. Who knows? Anyways, I'm really hoping for a season 3. Please, Netflix, fund this. You want more good anime? Fund this. Let's say the other CG anime you're doing that isn't Kagan Ashura. Come on. That's what I'm saying. This is the only good 3 CGI anime you have if that isn't Kagan Ashura and stuff. So you don't got much options here, man. Everything else you do to CGI kind of sucks. I'm gonna say it right now. It freaking sucks. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. It has been nice, man. It really is. I can't wait to see what Studio Orange does next, man. Because of this, it can actually do a good shoe-in for more good CGI anime. Not bad CGI anime. We have enough of that. Especially with X Arms. Dear God, Crunchyroll, what have you done? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrown on Anime. Signing out.